Ooh. Jeez. Konbanwa, minasan. So, I am posting this because I'm gonna try to do a weekly sort of video thing about, you know, my semester in Japan. If I keep looking down, I have this notebook with all the stuff that I've done so far, just to keep track of everything that's happened so far. My first week in Japan was pretty good. I made it to my dorm, and my dorm is in the Hakusan Bunkyo-ko. It's a lot. I'm in a very quiet residential area. The Hakusan house where I'm in is really nice. I looked online at single rooms, but I was actually given a double one, which now I appreciate a lot more because it pretty much gives me double closet space, which is really nice because I did bring quite a bit of stuff. And I didn't really unpack until like halfway, like maybe 3 days after I arrived is when I really unpacked. Most of it I was just living out of my suitcase because I'd been exhausted. So I arrived Tuesday evening, so my week in Japan didn't really start until Wednesday. So Wednesday I wake up, me and a whole bunch of other people go to the Temple Japan campus, which is this big office building. We sit through this long orientation, and then I pretty much go to the ward office, which is like the DMV, and they assign all sorts of stuff, and that's where I got health insurance and declared the fact that I lived in Japan. Also at customs, I was given this residency card that pretty much says I live in Japan, and they had to print my address on the back. After the ward office, me and a few other people, we just kind of got food in the area. We were all hanging out, just meeting each other, and pretty much that was the day. Fast forward to Thursday, we had more orientation stuff, which was fun. It's just sitting in a room and trying to stay awake. After that, me and a few friends decided to go to Harajuku, and Harajuku is a pretty touristy spot. A lot of the downtown Tokyo and central Tokyo places are, but Harajuku was nice. We went on a Thursday, so it wasn't as packed as it could have been, and this was the first time I actually encountered people outside of my program who weren't foreign. There's like these giant makeup stores and giant fashion places, including this place called like WeGo, which is like the Urban Outfitters of Tokyo. I went to a thrift store there and bought a sweater because thrifting in Japan is awesome. We also went to this crepe place, and I foolishly ordered strawberries, chocolate, and double whip, and don't ever do it if you come to Tokyo. That crepe was delicious, but it made me so incredibly sick. Like, my stomach hurt, I couldn't finish it, and it's really frowned upon to even eat in public in Tokyo, so I really had to hide and shamefully throw it away. Friday, me and a few friends went to the Hakusan Botanical Gardens, which is about a 10-minute walk from my dorm. It was my favorite place in the world. Even though it was winter and nothing was really in bloom, it was amazing to just see a very peaceful, serene, giant green space in the middle of this like city. And we found a whole bunch of like little tiny shrines there as well. And it's just amazing how many shrines are smack dab in the middle of this huge metropolitan city. Also, what's interesting is there are vending machines everywhere, all over Japan, all over Tokyo. They're in my dorm, they're in my school building, and they were even in this park. And one thing that's really cool is, of course, a lot of people who study Japan know you can order cold drinks and hot drinks. So I ordered a hot drink, and I saw that there was corn on it. Now previously I'd ordered a drink that I thought was coffee. It ended up being bean soup. Ordered this one, it ended up being like a corn chowder, and it was delicious. Like, it was better than like some instant soups they have in America. And then that evening my school had a big party mixer that wasn't that fun, but me and my friends went to Shinjuku, which is a little sect of Shibuya, so it's a big touristy spot. If any of you like Japan and you know the Robot Restaurant, that's where the Robot Restaurant is. If I could be honest, it was probably my least favorite place so far, just because it was so dense with tourists. It was the one part of Tokyo so far I'd seen that was like dirty. Like there were cigarette butts all over the floor and like bottles. And you know, that's common for America, but in Tokyo, you never see that. I think we were 1 block away from the red light district, so I really didn't like it, and none of my friends liked it, and all of our feet hurt because every day we'd been walking for 3 hours minimum. I will say Shinjuku's cool because it's chock full of arcades. Like every corner has an arcade, and these arcades are like 7 floors of different things you can do, like crane games, DDR, like pods where you can race horses. It's really intense, but it's a whole lot of fun. I didn't spend any money on the arcade machines, but my friends did, and nobody won anything because they're still crane games. So Saturday, my dorm took me and a few other people who signed up to the local grocery stores. I didn't really buy much because I don't really know how to cook and I couldn't read anything. So I just bought a couple of snacks, a giant thing of water, like yogurt and bread for breakfast. And that was pretty much my day. I relaxed after that. And then me and my friends went to this really cool old school jazz bar. I am legal in Japan, but like I'm not going crazy. But it was nice to be in there. One thing about Japan establishments, of course, is like you have to order something to be able to sit there. So even like the friends who didn't drink had to order like tea or soda or something. But the jazz bar was nice. The owners are like this old couple. They have this cat whose name is like Tadako or something, and he's 13 years old, and he's like the cutest cat in the world. Sunday was really nice. One of my friends wanted to go to the Ueno region. Every region in Tokyo is like its own little town. So Ueno was like this giant strip of just markets and small stores. It's really hard to describe, but it was sort of like that. And we went to this really huge department store, and it's almost like a mall. Like malls are really weird in Japan because it's not like big hallways that lead to small cubbies. It's all like all the stores are in one big space on all different floors. Again, I didn't buy anything because I'm cheap. I have bought a couple things, including this sweater and a couple other sweaters. I have yet to buy any bottoms here because I think they might be a bit too short on me. I know I don't fit shoes here. After that, we had some really good Korean food in this weird underground place. I will say, no matter where we go, because I think in Harajuku we went to this other location, hole-in-the-wall locations in Tokyo end up being the best. Like, there are places that really present themselves and look fancy, and they're good as well. But there are also places where, like, it looks really dangerous, but we just went in anyway, and I have yet to have a bad meal in Japan. I've only heard that they don't make Italian food right, but all the normal Japanese food I've eaten has been so incredibly good. And then we finished off our Sunday by exploring Ueno Parks, smack dab in the middle of the city, and it's got like trees, it's got a zoo, it's got 2 museums in it, it's got 1 million shrines. So we visited a couple of the shrines. We weren't able to go to the zoo because we had to pay, and we weren't able to go to the museum because it was closed. But we said we'll come back. We were out there for a while, and then we went around the Ueno sort of shops. We got a really good parfait from this really cute bakery. And then we went to a pub, and that was my first experience going to like a foreign-owned establishment, and like I did not like it. I will say I really do enjoy Tokyo for what it is, which is Japan. I like the residential, more cultural Japanese stuff. I'm not into the whole touristy spaces, big department stores, spending a bunch of money. Speaking of money, things here aren't too expensive, but they also aren't too cheap. It's really weird. Things that you'd expect to be expensive are not, and things you'd expect to be cheap are not. Yeah, that's pretty much detailing my first week in Japan. Now that I've laid it all out, it doesn't seem like that much, but like I'm exhausted. It has been so much, and it has been so much like fun. I mean, classes start, so obviously it's not gonna be like as adventurous as it was this week, but I'm still like, it hits me in waves that I do live in Japan, which is awesome. So yeah, that's this week's update. I'll try to get next week's update up really soon. It's currently Wednesday for me uploading this or like editing this. I don't even know. Recording this is Wednesday. So hopefully I'll be better about the other ones. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.